The moment she started falling for you is probably not the moment you think it was. She did not fall for you the moment she saw you. It was not your looks. It was not your opening line. It was something quieter than that. Something most men never even realize they did. She replays a moment in her head. A specific one. And that moment is never the one you think it is. She is wired differently than you were taught to believe. And the way she falls is deeper and slower and more deliberate than anything you have been told. So what makes the mind of someone who loves like that so different from everyone else? Because the truth behind it changes everything you thought you knew about attraction. Quick one. If you like content that breaks down real human behavior, follow for more. And if this hits, drop scene in the comments. Now let's get into it. But the reality is very different from what most people believe. Most men think women fall in love the same way men do. Fast, visual, immediate. That is not how it works. Men fall in love in her presence. Women fall in love in your absence. She thinks about you when you are not there. That is where it happens. Psychologist Dorothy Tenoff spent years researching the state of being in love. She called it limerence, an involuntary mental state where one person becomes the center of another person's emotional world. Her research showed that for women, this state is triggered not by appearance but by emotional cues. Specific moments, specific feelings. Neurologist Lucy Brown found that romantic love activates the same reward pathways in the brain as dopamine-driven addiction. But for women, the trigger is almost never physical. It is emotional safety meeting, uncertainty in the same person. That combination is what makes the brain light up. Here are 3 patterns that consistently show up in how women actually fall in love. The first is the moment of being seen. Women do not fall for the version of you that performs. They fall for the version of you that slips. A moment where your guard dropped. Where you said something real without trying. Where you listened without waiting for your turn to speak. That unguarded moment registers in her nervous system differently than anything rehearsed. She will remember it long after you have forgotten it. The second is the safety and edge balance. Research in attachment theory consistently shows that women are drawn to emotional safety but repelled by emotional predictability. She needs to feel secure with you, but she also needs to feel like you have depth she has not fully reached yet. Too safe and she feels nothing. Too unpredictable and she feels anxious. The men who hold both at the same time are the ones she cannot stop thinking about. The third is the absence effect. This is where most men get it completely wrong. Constant availability kills attraction. When you are always there, always responding, always present, her brain has nothing to do between interactions. But space creates mental real estate. She starts filling that space with thoughts of you, with replaying conversations, with wondering. Dorothy Tenoff's research showed that longing is not a side effect of love. For women, it is often how love begins. And maybe that changes the way you see attraction entirely. She is not hard to read. She is just reading something most men never knew they were writing. Every unguarded moment, every silence you held without filling it, every time you were present without being desperate. She noticed all of it, and somewhere in the quiet between your conversations, she fell. Drop a comment below. What do you think made her fall for you, or lose interest? I read every single one. See you in the next one. Make the scene sentence by sentence.